You've seen this book before, right? In case you haven't, this is the holy grail of video game design books. But why? Well, because of this, it has playable demos. Let's say you read this and you're not quite sure what it means. All you have to do is go to the website and download the playable examples. Wait, something's wrong. What the f? So it turns out most of the examples are missing. Out of the 11 playable examples, 7 are missing and 3 are blue linked but non-functional. That leaves us with 4 demos, but 2 of those are identical, so in reality it's actually only 3 demos. Well, this is a bit awkward. I can't just recommend you an unfinished book. So, with no options left, we'll have to recreate the missing playable examples from scratch. Let's start with impressions of speed and motion. So this one is all about how speed means nothing without objects to compare it to. Alright, so what do we need for this to work? Let's see. To illustrate just how powerful this effect is, I created an interactive test of a car. According to the game, the car moves at 100 miles per hour. The game's code simply says when the spacebar is pressed, speed equals 100 miles per hour. Alright, let's grab a car and let's just throw it into Unity. Okay, it's definitely not supposed to be pink. Let's fix that real quick. We just need to tell Unity that we want these materials converted. And now our car looks a bit more normal. Now let's give it a rigid body for some physics. We write the code that gets the input from the user. And we make the car actually move once you press the spacebar. We also align the camera with the car. Now let's take a step back and read the example again. As long as the camera follows that car at the same speed, the number 100 is meaningless. Alright, well, let's look at the example we just made and see if that's true. Alright, so on the left side, the camera is static and is not attached to the car, and on the right side, the camera has been attached to the car. Well, let's give it a go. Well, as you might expect, it looks remarkably similar to the examples I showed earlier. So let's continue reading and see how we can fix it. The speed at which the car moves according to the game's code has no effect on the impression of speed for the player. However, add an asphalt road texture beneath the car and the impression of speed springs to life. Alright, so let's go grab an asphalt texture. And they're also all pink, so let's go do the same thing we did before and ask Unity to convert them. And of course, we should forget to make the actual road. But when we put the texture on, it looks a little bit stretched. Let's fix that by going to the tiling and fixing it. And now it looks just fine. Alright, let's test it out. And already we can see that it's much better now. Alright, so next up on the list is add in trees and fences, cows and bridges, and the effect is enhanced. Well, I'm not gonna quite do that, but I'm gonna do something similar. So I got this road props pack instead. Alright, I don't want to bore you with the details, so here's a time lapse instead. But I do have to mention again that the materials are once again pink. Alright, let's see how much better this is. Well, it's pretty good, but there's one more thing we could add. Have the field of view of the camera change as the car speeds up and the impression of speed is greater still. Alright, well, let's make it happen. Time-lapse time. Alright, now let's look at the final version versus the first version. And of course, you can press the 2 key to switch between them like this. Alright, well, that's all I had for part 1 of this video, so please like and subscribe if you would like to see part 2 at some point. Bye!